If you're looking for the best micro SD card, here's a list you must see. We made this list based on our personal preference and sorted it based on the features, prices, quality, durability, and reputation of the manufacturers and customer feedback. Also, we've included options for every type of customer. So let's get started. At the first position of our list, we have SanDisk 64GB Extreme Pro Micro SD XE. Looking for a micro SD that won't leave you wanting for speed? Look no further than the SanDisk 64GB Extreme Pro Micro SD XE. It easily handled every task we threw at it in our testing, from 4K video shoots to rapid-fire RAW images, and achieved an impressive maximum write speed of 86 MB/s. For those that like gadgets, this card notably meets the often strict minimum speed requirements of the vast majority of drones. Essentially, if you go with the SanDisk Extreme Pro, you're likely never going to have to worry about the speed of your card. All of this performance doesn't come for free, as the SanDisk Extreme Pro is noticeably more expensive than the average card on the market. However, that price difference is relatively small in comparison to the performance benefits. We think the small extra cost will be well worth it for most people, considering the reliability and versatility afforded by the extra speed. Moving on to the next at number 2 with Samsung 32GB EVO Select Micro SDHC. Unless you are using a fancy camera drone or dabbling in advanced photography techniques, chances are you can get away with a less than agile card. If that's the case, we think the Samsung 32GB EVO Select Micro SDHC offers a great value. Though its maximum measured write speed of 35 MB/s is only mediocre, it is more than fast enough for most tasks. In fact, in our test, it was easily able to record 4K video and even shoot bursts of RAW images for a short period, so you shouldn't have any issues using it in a phone or security camera. You get all this at a relatively good value, particularly if you're shopping for some of the higher capacity options. Across the board, the EVO Select posted below average speeds in our test. In a functional sense, this mostly showed up in our RAW image burst test, where the EVO Select could only shoot for a few seconds before getting bogged down. Its specs are also such that the software of speed-sensitive things like drones may not be compatible. Despite these drawbacks, the EVO Select still provides a good bang for the buck. The number 3 position is held by SanDisk 128GB Micro SD XE for Nintendo Switch. Micro SD cards are a cheap and effective way to instantly upgrade the internal storage of your phone or tablet. Unfortunately, most Apple devices don't offer such an option. If that's your main goal, the SanDisk 128GB Micro SD XE for Nintendo Switch is a near-perfect solution. Not only does it provide a lot of storage at a relatively reasonable price, but it is also fast enough that you probably won't notice you're accessing your files from an external storage device. In our test, the maximum write speed of 70 MB/s allowed us to quickly offload photos and videos from our phones to free up space, and the solid read speeds let us view those same photos and videos without any lag or delays. The lack of a standard SD card converter is the main drawback of this card. We think the need to purchase a converter separately in order to use a full-sized SD card reader is a bit of a pain. However, if you're sure you will only be using the card in your phone or tablet, the lack of an extra piece of plastic could be a pleasant surprise. For phone or tablet storage expansion, you can't do much better than the SanDisk 128GB Micro SD XE for Nintendo Switch. Next at number 4, we have Lexar Professional 1800 64GB Micro SD XE as Roman 2. For particularly speed-hungry tasks, like advanced photography or videography, it may be worth investing in an ultra-high-speed Class 2 as Roman 2 card. If you want to go that route, we think the Lexar Professional 1800 64GB Micro SD XE as Roman 2 is the best option. In our test, it posted a maximum write speed of 125 MB/s, the fastest such figure we've measured. That measured speed also translated into all of our real-world tests. It easily handled RAW burst shooting and 4K video recording. Like any AS Roman 2 card, the Lexar Professional 1800 is quite pricey. Also, like any other AS Roman 2 card, you need compatible equipment to access its full speeds. However, many cameras and devices that can take advantage of the AS Roman 2 format use full-sized SD card slots. The Lexar Professional 1800 comes with a converter, so it can be used in such slots. but it is slower than the full-sized Roman 2 cards we've tested. In many instances, therefore, shoppers could be better off with a full-sized card. But if you do happen to have a Roman 2 micro SD card compatible device, the Lexar Professional 1800 is the best option we've found. The number 5 position is held by SanDisk 64GB Extreme Micro SD. If you want a fast card but don't want to pay top dollar, the SanDisk 64GB Extreme Micro SD is a good option. Its measured write speed of 67 MB/s allowed it to easily record 4K video in our test, and it withstood a full 5 seconds in our tortuous RAW image burst shooting test. It is also likely to be fast enough for use in most consumer camera drones, though you should definitely check the specs first. The SanDisk Extreme is cheaper than the faster cards on the market, but not by much. If you're concerned about speed, you'll likely want to spend a few extra dollars to get the best. However, if you want to save a few bucks and get the cheapest card that meets the minimum speed specs of the device you're using, the SanDisk Extreme might be a perfect compromise. The number 6 position is dominated by Samsung 128GB PRO Endurance Micro SDHC. The Samsung 128GB PRO Endurance Micro SDHC offers a lot of storage space for a relatively low price. It's designed for continuous recording devices, such as security or dashboard cameras, and that extra storage is ideal for those applications. The 41 MB/s speed is likely to be plenty fast enough for its intended use, and we even found it suitable for 4K recording in our test. Samsung advertises the card as water, magnet, temperature, and X-ray proof. While this card is fast enough for most applications, it may lag a bit if used for advanced RAW photography, and may be too slow for some of the advanced consumer drones that require faster memory cards. If you're looking for a lot of storage on the cheap, the Samsung PRO Endurance will likely meet your needs. Moving on to the next at number 7 with Samsung 128GB EVO Plus Micro SDXC. The Samsung 128GB EVO Plus Micro SDXC is a high-capacity card that displayed an elite write speed of 86 MB/s in our test. This impressive speed means it will likely be fast enough for almost any use. Its higher capacity configurations are also a bit less expensive than those of other similarly fast models on the market. Like many cards, it sports a manufacturer claim that it's impervious to water, temperature, magnetic fields, and X-rays. Though this card offers more gigabytes per dollar than many of the faster cards available, it is still significantly more expensive than average. Still, the Samsung EVO Plus can provide a combination of fast speeds and lots of storage for less than many of the competitors. The number 8 position is held by SanDisk 16GB Ultra Micro SDHC. Basic tasks, like recording HD video from a security camera or taking standard photos, generally don't require much speed, which can often allow you to get away with a less expensive card. The SanDisk 16GB Ultra Micro SDHC can work well in such situations. Despite its measured write speed of 12 MB/s being rather glacial compared to many other cards, it still managed to record 4K video in our tests without a glitch. Thus, it will likely work well for most basic, non-speed intensive tasks. The SanDisk Ultra doesn't leave much room for growth, and will likely bog down if you use it in more demanding situations/devices. If your SD card needs are fairly basic, the SanDisk Ultra is still a relatively inexpensive option. Next at number 9 we have Samsung Pro Plus Micro SD card. If you do a lot of filming, especially in 4K, then you are going to want a reliable micro SD card that can write large amounts of data fast, which is exactly what the Samsung Pro Plus can do. It features a 3 rating and read/write speeds of 95 MB/sec and 90 MB/sec. The kind of speeds the Samsung Pro Plus Micro SD card can handle will be largely wasted for day-to-day tasks, such as being installed in a smartphone, but for 4K video, this is a fantastic buy. Finally, the number 10 position is dominated by Kingston Micro SD Action Camera. If you're looking for a micro SD card to put inside an action camera, like the GoPro, then you want something that can record data quickly, while also being able to withstand drops, shocks, and splashes. This is where the Kingston Micro SD Action Camera comes in. It's designed especially for action cameras. This means it has an incredibly robust design, as well as good read and write speeds. It's a bit overkill if you're just going to use it in a smartphone, so one of the other micro SD cards in this list could be better suited to your needs. That's all for today. We upload tech product review videos every single day. So, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon for the upcoming video notification.